The Christmas season is now upon us. Commonly seen as that special time of year, everyone is happy, exchanging gifts, and singing carols. But even this joyful time of year has its own terrifying figures of mythology. Today we look at three figures of that mythology: the Yule Cat, the Yule Lads, and Gryla. All of them originate from Icelandic folklore. All of them bad news for any kids on the naughty list. We begin with the Yule Cat. In the Icelandic language, he's called Yule Cat. The creature is a giant cat, usually black, who only appears on Christmas Eve night. Said to be bigger than the biggest homes, the Yule Cat seeks out any children who have been bad or anyone who has not received new warm clothes for the winter. As punishment, those children, and even some adults, are eaten alive. The Yule Cat is described in great detail in an Icelandic poem from 100 years ago that was later translated into English in 2015. He opened his glaring eyes, the two of them glowing bright. It took a real brave man to look into them. If one heard a pitiful meow, something evil would happen soon. Everybody knew he hunted men, but he didn't care for mice. But why is he a cat? And why does he target those who have not received new clothes rather than just target children who misbehave? Cats have been a big part of Iceland for centuries. Even now, they're more common to see in Iceland than other animals. They are also part of other ancient Icelandic mythology, mainly the goddess Freya, the goddess of love and sorcery. She was said to be carried through the sky in a wagon pulled by two big cats. There's also an even deadlier mythological cat called the Yule Cat, who likes to sleep in graveyards, then attack and eat any animals or humans who get too close. So the Yule Cat being a cat makes sense for Iceland. But why attack anybody without new clothes instead of just attacking children who were bad? Scholars believe this was a tactic used to motivate the people of Iceland to work hard on producing plenty of wool coats. They were necessary due to the cold climate and because domestic and exported sales of these coats greatly benefited Iceland's economy. It seems that whoever came up with the Yule Cat believed it was enough to scare adults into finishing all their work before Christmas and have enough for all the children. According to the same mythology, the Yule Cat was actually the pet of the Yule Lads. Think of these guys as a mischievous version of the 7 dwarves, except there are 13 of them, each with their own distinct personalities. For 13 nights leading up to Christmas, the Yule Lads would take turns making their way to the villages where they would leave candy for good kids. For the bad kids, they would pull some kind of prank, usually in the form of leaving rotten vegetables in their shoes. However, this change to the lore was made after Iceland officially banned parents from telling kids about monsters as a way to get them to behave. Before this ban, the Yule Lads were far more sinister. It was said that they loved to steal food from unsuspecting villagers and abduct children who were bad. These children were then taken to one of many caves in the mountains where they were beaten and tortured until they could promise the lads that they would behave. But the mischievous trolls and hungry giant cat all answer to one being: Gryla. Better known as the Christmas Witch, Gryla is the mother of the Yule Lads whose appetite for human flesh rivals even that of the Yule Cat. If a bad kid was fortunate enough to survive the Yule Lads and Yule Cat, they would still meet Gryla come Christmas Day. According to the myth, Gryla would come down from her mountain dwelling every Christmas to abduct bad kids and take them to her lair. There, she would boil them alive and feast upon their flesh. Accounts of Gryla's appearance vary. Some say she has 40 tails and 40 heads, while others say she's an old troll, and some say she looks like any other witch. Whatever version you hear, most agree that her idea of Christmas dinner is boiled children. However, Gryla wasn't actually associated with Christmas right away. In a poem, Gryla is said to come down during Lent to eat anyone asking for meat. Down comes Gryla from the outer fields, with 40 tails, a bag on her back, a sword in her hand, coming to carve out the stomachs of the children who cry for meat during Lent. Back then, it was against the Catholic faith to eat meat during the period of Lent, so Gryla was there to enforce this rule. Centuries later, she was changed to be part of the Icelandic Yuletide season, still punishing bad children, but based on how they've been all year rather than how they behave for 1 month and a half. That said, it's easy to see why Gryla is the queen of the Christmas monsters. Thank you for watching this spooky Christmas video here on Halloween Central. Subscribe for more year-round Halloween treats. Have a merry, spooky Christmas, and watch out for hungry cats.